complicated environmental legislation created in Malaysia was the Environmental Quality Act 1974, where it was aimed to prevent and control pollution and has to create a system which that punishes those who cause harm to the environment. Without these laws, there would be no regulation concerning pollution, contamination, hunting or even response to disasters. Environmental law works to protect land, air, water and soil. Negligence of this law result in various punishment like fines, community service and in some extreme cases, jail time. For example, recently in Pasir Gudang, two senior executive of food processing plant have been detained for illegally discharging factory waste into Sungai Perambi. This was being investigated under Section 35(1) of Environmental Quality Act 1974, which carries a fine of not more than 100,000 ringgit Malaysia or 5 years imprisonment or both. When environmental rights are violated, we have to deal with conflict which are water cut off due to the pollution in the river. Example, on December 2022, over 400 areas in Selangor are suffering from water cuts after a lorry transporting essential oil crashes on a highway, subsequently polluting the river nearby. This incident affected two water treatment plants, one of which was located 18 km away from the accident site. The incident involving the water cut-off has impact on daily life of the majority of the Selangor region's residents. Some of the other conflict is loss of habitat for wildlife brought on by logging activity, where wildlife can be seen in Malaysian village, and also degradation of economic growth.
Protection of the environment is a major concern in Malaysia and rural the world. The Malaysian government has taken steps to ensure that firm by environmental rules, but regrettably, some enterprises still don't care about them. The lack of resources is one of the key reasons why certain businesses in Malaysia don't follow environmental laws. Many businesses, especially small and medium-sized ones, lack the funding or resources needed to abide by environmental rules. Like enforcement of environmental rules is another aspect that contributes to certain business in Malaysia not caring about them. The Malaysian government has put laws and rules in place to safeguard the environment, but sadly, they are not always adequately implemented. Lack of the knowledge and ignorance are additionally factors. It's possible that many businesses are ignorant about the need for environmental protection and the regulation governing it. They might not be aware of their behaviors could harm the environment or what effects such action will have. In conclusion, a variety of factors contribute to some Malaysian firms' disregard for environmental rules. Lack of resources, lack enforcement, literacy, and lack of understanding of the significant environmental protection are some of these problems.
Next, I would like to talk about 5 main issues related to this topic. These include ethics, environment, community, health, and safety. Some companies do not educate proper ethics in their policy. There are 3 theories that related to this topic. A utilitarianism will explain that doing so will promote well-being. A deontologist talk about the individual will be working in accordance with a moral principles. And lastly, verdict ethics that aiding the individual would be charitable or kind. Because of non-responsible company, chemical waste were dumped from a lorry into the river. The example case study that we can relate for these issues is Kim River pollution. The location of this case is spotted near Pasir Gudang, a commercial area in Johor Bahru. March 7, 2019, a total of 30 patients were taken to the hospital with fainting and vomiting symptoms after smelling a pungent odor from Sungai Kim. To school, there are about 500 meters from the dumping facilities. SK Taman Pasir Puteh and SMK Pasir Puteh were told to close. Addition of water contamination, air pollution also occurred. It occurred on March 11 and had an immediate impact, resulting in the hospitalization of an additional 106 to 207 patients. 2 years after the tragedy, Pavindran, 33, claimed the pollution was extremely frightening. The school adjacent to Asmah Kamaruddin's homes was among those ordered to close because of the ambulance sirens that were heard often in her neighborhood of Taman Tanjung Puteri Rizal.
Protecting the environment is crucial for long-term well-being of our planet and the communities that depend on it. In Malaysia, ensuring that companies comply with environmental law and regulation is an important part of this effort. Today, I would like to share with you some solutions about this issue. First, we need the enforcement of law and regulation. Government agencies responsible for enforcing environmental law, such as the Department of Environment and the National Water Services Commission, should regularly monitor and inspect companies to ensure compliance. This includes conducting regular audits and inspection of facilities, as well as monitoring emission and discharges. Penalty and fines should be imposed for non-compliance, which can act as a deterrent for companies to continue breaking the law. Additionally, the government can take legal action against companies that violate environmental law and regulation. There are more solutions such as regular monitoring and reporting by companies, increasing public awareness and education, financial support by government, and community engagement by companies. This solution involves the effort of all sectors of society and can be used in combination to create a comprehensive approach to promoting environmental protection in Malaysia. The goal is to create a sustainable business environment where companies are motivated to comply with environmental law and regulation, and where the government and other stakeholders work together to protect the environment.
What can we learn from this? Firstly, we ourselves must understand and appreciate our environment, as it holds most of our natural resources such as rubbers, palm trees, paddy and rainforests. Next, we must be more responsible regarding our environment, as we want to make it last longer for future generations. The declining of our environment could lead to disastrous scenarios such as spreading of diseases and famine. Next, we have to be brave for a change and fight any corruption in any organization. Every organization and company has the ability to produce something beneficial to the public, but it needs the right person to do so. In conclusion, a drastic change is needed to mitigate the declining of our environment, and this could be only effective when there is a change at the very top of the organization to start with. If one company really did care about our environment, it can be set as an example and a role model for others to follow suit.